fire. There are a lot of things we could do to put it out. Are any of them free? No, of course not. Nothing's free, you idiots.
What is going on, lovely people? Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. How you guys doing? Love to have you here. Appreciate you. All that good stuff. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I am back. Why am I talking like that? Today I am back with another update on my $500 Forex account build. I feel like I haven't posted an update about this account in a while, so I was just like, why not? I have been trading. I just haven't been trading every single day just because things in my life have been busy and GJ has not been moving the best in my opinion for my personal trading style. So it's just like, okay, might as well just stay out of the market. But yeah, I'll just kind of go over the trades that I've taken, and I did take another trade today. So we will kind of go over all that, catch up to speed, and just figure out the game plan for next week because it's Friday. So, you know, we really want to just go into next week with a clear head and just we want to be positive, okay, guys? And as a disclaimer, of course, I'm just doing this account build just for fun, you know, more so just for me to hold myself accountable, I guess you can say, and just show you guys just, you know, I don't know, a trader trading and trying to build an account. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student of the market just like you guys. I make mistakes just like you guys. So yeah, just keep in mind that this is not an account flip. I'm not trying to flip $500 to $10,000 in a week. I'm just building this account slowly but surely. So yeah, we just taking our time over here. And that being said, guys, before we get into this video, I'm just gonna need you to scroll down and hit that like button real quick. You know, I always appreciate it. Just like this video if you enjoy this type of account build series, if you guys like seeing the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs, literally the ups and the downs of trading, let me know just by hitting that like button. And also subscribe while you're down there, hang out, stay a while, see if I could build this account. I definitely realized that my words have power, so I'm just going to put in the universe that I am going to build this account to a good amount. I am going to build it with discipline, with risk management. I'm just gonna put it out there, okay? And I feel like you guys should too whenever you're trading or doing anything in life. Just positive words, positive words. I'm a great human being. I'm a great trader. I am wealthy in my mind, body, and soul. I'm healthy in my mind, body, and soul. Everyone around me is there for my good, all that good stuff, okay? We just need positivity over here, okay? All right, I'm done rambling. I'm sorry. Let's just get into this video. So it is Friday, September the 10th at 12:42 in the morning, and I'm just going to go over the trades that I've taken since my last account build video where I made 3% in a day, which was really great. After that, it did not really go that much better. It was kind of, I guess you can say it kind of went up and then back down. So yeah, we're gonna check this out. So the next trade that I took was on Tuesday, August 31st, which was the last day of the month. And I had entered a trade at 3 a.m. and unfortunately price pushed down. My intention essentially was, or basically my analysis was that I saw that price was moving up gradually, you know, consolidating a lot, but breaking out of that consolidation to the upside. Price finally broke above this level here that it was tapping and pushing down from. So once it broke up from that level, I just waited for it to pull back and then I entered a buy. But unfortunately, just from my, I guess, my leaping the gun, I guess you can say, I did not wait for the candle to close bullish. Instead, I kind of took an impulse entry. And when the last candle closed, the 2 a.m. candle closed bearish with a lower wick, I just took that as a sign that we're still sustaining this level and that it was a retest and that we were going up. Unfortunately, as you can see, the bears had more momentum and pushed price down. So around 3:50 in the morning, my stop loss was hit. It was all good, you know, I wasn't really feeling any type of way. You know, I felt like I managed my trade, even though my bias was incorrect in this case for the moment. As you can see, price ended up pushing up the next day. So that is what I'll show you guys is the next day, which was September 1st. So that was last Wednesday, and same bias I had. I noticed that price was just not being able to sustain just this bearish momentum and push further down. Instead, it came back up and broke above that zone again. So once it broke above this zone, I again was looking for buys, And as you can see, I took a pretty sniper entry right here. That was my first entry, and that was around, let me just check, it was around 1:42. That would be 1:42 in the morning that I took that buy, and I set my take profit and my stop loss, which was under the zone at the time. And once price started pushing up, I put my stop loss at break even for this first entry, and as you can see, I entered a second trade, and that would have been at 2:32 in the morning, and rode that up. I ended up just taking profit early manually with this second trade. The first trade, it did hit profit, so that was great. It hit my take profit around around 3:49 in the morning. So with this trade, I do remember that the second take profit was as normal 40 pips, but as you can see, price did not reach that area and it started pushing down. So I ended up just taking my profits around 7 a.m. when I woke up, and that was just that. So yeah, that was a pretty good, I guess, profit, and I was up. And then I did not trade on September 2nd. I was very busy that day. So the next time I traded was September 3rd in the morning. The entry I took was around 12:26 in the morning. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my MT4 on my phone and trying to like count backwards to confirm the time in Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, I did take an entry at 12:26 and still had the bias that price is going up. Obviously, as you can see, price broke above new levels, created a new zone. So, you know, at first price was rejecting this area as a resistance, and then it had that momentum to push up during New York session on September 2nd, and then price started consolidating. And to me, that was just, for me, that was just kind of liquidity, just waiting to push up. And so I was waiting for that momentum, and once I kind of thought it was going to happen, especially with these lower wicks here, I entered a buy on impulse, and unfortunately my stop loss was hit, and then price started moving sideways. So yeah, that was that. Again, just a very well managed trade, I guess you can say. And then it kind of got worse. Guys, because I did not trade for quite a few days after that. I did not trade until September the 9th. So which was the next Thursday. So my last trade was the 3rd, which was last Friday, and then obviously my next trade was yesterday. And as you can see, it was a hot mess. And I just want to be very transparent that, you know, I'm a student of the market just like everyone else. I make mistakes just like everyone else, you know, and you know, every day I try to work on my discipline and all that good stuff. So basically what happened was my bias changed. I wish it did not, because if I kept that same bullish bias that I literally had for the last 3 trades, this would have easily taken profit. But as you can see, price pushed up and my bias was bearish. And that was just because I just started seeing, you know, price moving down into this kind of ugly downward channel. A lot of wicks, a lot of ugly stuff happening. It just didn't look nice to trade. That was one of the main reasons why I just stayed out of the market. And you know, obviously hindsight is always 20/20, because when I'm reviewing the trade, I see that I obviously basically sold at a support area where price had tapped previously. I thought that there would be enough momentum to push down and break it. I was basically assuming that the market was going to do something as opposed to reacting to it, and that is obviously not good. I know better, and I have to, you know, take the L and keep it moving and learn from it. So that's basically what happened here, was that I entered a short position just with this momentum push to the downside on the 9th, around 12:37 in the morning. I took my first position, and let me tell you guys what had happened. Let me tell you guys how trading, honestly, like, you got to be on the ball, like, all the time. You have to be on the ball. There's no room for you to not be, because you can wipe your account very quickly if you do. So in this case, I had entered a short here at 12:37 in the morning, and price was moving down at first. So once I saw price moving down, mind you, I wasn't really paying attention to this zone. What I was paying attention to was the daily. I was paying attention to this downward trend because I was just like, I drew this out and I was just like, oh, it came back up to this area, started consolidating, moving sideways. All you see are these big wicks, and price wasn't able to break up above. You just see this movement. We're not seeing anything like this, so I'm like, okay, so then we must be going down. And so that was just the one kind of quote unquote confluence that I used, which was silly because I feel like there were more confluences that price was going up as opposed to down. But my ignorance, I would say, and just my stubbornness caused me to enter a sell. So I pretty much just kind of blanked this out from my mind, did not pay attention to this area, and just assumed that price is going to push down. And when price was pushing down, at first I put my stop loss to break even, my first position, okay? I was managing my trade well because my rule is that, you know, if my stop loss is put to break even, I can enter another position. And I guess maybe mentally I was just kind of not annoyed, but I was just like, okay, I haven't traded for so many days. I feel like I need to trade right now, which, you know, again, just another red flag. You shouldn't feel the need to trade unless the, you know, trade opportunity presents itself to you. But I felt like because I haven't traded in a week that, you know, I saw an opportunity, but to be honest, again, in hindsight, it seems like I just kind of fabricated this opportunity, I would say, in my head, which is not good. But yeah, anyways, so had my stop loss at break even first, and then I entered another position. And mind you, this was like late at night. It was I had entered the second position around 1 in the morning, and I was watching this show that I'm addicted to called Manifest. Oh, let me pause that. Yeah, so I've been addicted to this show, guys. And so I was watching the show, but I was falling asleep, and that's not a good recipe because what happened was that I was not making good decisions. I thought that I could remove my stop loss and I could manually manage it. Guys, I don't know about you, but for me personally, that does not work well with my personality. I know better, but in this case, I did not do better, you know? So basically what happened was I was manually managing, and I'll even show you guys on my MetaTrader. Down here, as you can see, these last two positions, I had no stop loss. I had a big profit, but I had no stop loss. So yeah, basically, long story short, I fell asleep and price shot up. So I woke up in a panic at like early in the morning. And as you can see, price ended up pushing up very strongly. It ended up coming back to this, you know, this descending trend line and pushing down from it. So that was good. And then I ended up closing out around 9:45 p.m. at night. So it is now 12:54. So I just closed out about 3 hours ago, closed out of this trade. I just had a feeling it was going to push back up, and I was just like, okay, I was obviously trying to wait it out. It did push down, and then it pushed up. So yeah, that was a big L on my part. So I ended up losing 3.6% on that trade. I was already in profits, about, I think, 1.5%. My account was at 508 at one point, and then so with this loss, these two trades, it ended up going down to negative $9.93. So I guess you can say I'm negative 2% on this account, just because obviously if we do the math, 9.93 divided by 500 is 1.9%. So definitely could have been worse. The fact that I'm only down 2% on this account, even though I've been, you know, in profits for the most part since I started, it is what it is. I can absolutely recover from this. I'm in absolutely no hurry to recover from this. Right now, obviously price is moving up, so my bias is, you know, long position, and it kind of is doing what I was waiting for it to do right now, break and retest. I'm waiting for the 1 a.m. candle to start, so I want to see how this candle closes. This is the 9 a.m. candle, and we still have 4 minutes left, so if price kind of closes this way, that's good. If it comes back down to retap this area, like if it makes a a wick and then starts pushing up, I will be looking to buy, because to be honest with you, you know, whatever happened in the past trade happened. We move on. Mentally, I know that I'm still in a good place. My heart was not racing during this all. Although I did wake up in a panic, like I mentioned, I was like, crap, it's up. But then after that, I was kind of like, okay, Candace, like remain level-headed and just, you know, get out with as little loss as possible. I know some people are like, well, Candace, why didn't you just exit, you know, right away? And for me, I feel like that would just be acting off of emotions. I was already kind of, you know, in the wrong to have not put a stop loss or not checked. I feel like when I woke up, I thought I had a stop loss in place, but when I checked, I obviously didn't. So I was just like, okay, let's just mitigate this. Let's just manage this and kind of figure out what we can do. So I'm proud of myself for having the courage to take that, to exit the trade when I did, because it obviously pushed up further after that. And so I did, you know, mitigate the loss. I minimized the loss as much as possible, and I just take the loss on the chin. So yeah, just waiting for this candle to close, this H4 candle to close. It is looking good for a buy, so I will be, you know, going back to my bullish bias that I literally had. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I did end up seeing an opportunity to enter a long position on GJ. I was waiting for a certain setup and I saw it come to fruition. So let us check that out right now. So as you can see, unfortunately, it was a loss, but let's just break it down just because, you know, I think it's important to always review our trades and, you know, just go over everything. So essentially what I was looking for after this last trade, first thing mentally, I wiped this trade out of my mind in terms of just not carrying it into my next trade, not feeling desperate. I told myself the opportunity will come to me. I am, you know, fine with that. If the opportunity does not arise, I am okay with that. I changed my bias to a long position just because, you know, like I was mentioning before, you know, I was in buys this entire time, these last few trades, and the one time I took a sell, it just didn't feel right. I'll be honest with you. So learn from that just to follow my intuition, follow what the markets are showing me. And to me, it was showing that we are wanting to go up. So that's basically what I was waiting for. So after this last trade, as you can see, price pushed up, and then it started consolidating at this area, this new zone here. So previously this zone was a resistance, and it successfully broke above it and closed above it and came back down to retest this as a support. And that's exactly what I trade. I just trade breaks and retest of a zone, you know, in a certain direction. So in the trend that's going in. So this is on the 30-minute, mind you, just because I do use the 30-minute to enter my trades. And that's basically what happened. So I did enter a trade, I believe it was around 1:30 if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at 1:05. So I entered my first position at 1:05 in the morning, and that is during my trading time. And as you can see, first my stop loss actually was, let me just change this. My stop loss was initially under this zone, which I was so comfortable with. I was so happy with. As you can see, my before chart, it just looked so pretty. Like this was like, I was just so confident. I loved how it looked. This setup was just everything to me, you know? And of course I kept in mind that to the left there was some traffic. So, but I had confidence that because of the fact that price kept coming back up to this area, as you can see, that there was a chance that we were gonna break. So I just had to wait for my confirmations, which I did. I waited for that break and that retest. And we can even see it on the H1. We can see that price broke and retested. I was also waiting for that H4 candle to close, that 9 a.m. candle to close, and it closed very, very strongly, very beautifully. And then I was waiting for the 1 a.m. candle to retest, kind of create a lower wick, which it did. Everything was textbook. Everything was great. So what went wrong? What went wrong in this trade? So essentially, I had put my stop loss to break even for the first trade because it was pushing up, and my strategy with this account is to scale out. I feel like with smaller accounts, scaling out is just one really good way to, you know, just build the account. If it pushes in my direction, then I put my stop loss at break even for the first position, and then I'll enter a second position. So that's what I did. My second position I entered at 2:59 in the morning. So once price, let me just go down to the 30-minute, it just has more detail. Once price started pushing up, I did enter another buy. Everything was going great. And then I got a little bit excited. I guess you can say not really excited. What was the reaction? I was definitely calm and just kind of robotic in terms of not hesitating to enter another trade, because I had put this trade at break even, the second position. Once I put that at break even, I never hesitated to enter another buy. But the problem was that I also wasn't scared of this kind of sideways movement, meaning that I kind of just tried to wait it out. I thought that price was just going to be moving sideways. Like, this is what I saw. You know, I saw price just moving sideways, and I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is. You know, we are just moving sideways. I see these wicks on these candlesticks, even on like the H1. I see these wicks, but, you know, maybe we're just, you know, creating a higher low, and then we're going to keep pushing up. And unfortunately, that's obviously not what happened. Price ended up pushing all the way back down, and it hit my the third position. I was still at 1% risk, so it ended up hitting that. It ended up hitting my second position at break even, because I was at break even, and then eventually price did plummet, unfortunately, back down to this area where it had tested as a support, which is not too shocking when it comes to GJ. And yeah, it pushed back down, and it unfortunately hit my first position at break even. The good thing is everything was managed honestly. It wasn't like this trade where I didn't put my stop loss at break even. I didn't even have a stop loss in general in this case. So it was good that I was very diligent. So I will pat myself on the back for that. I feel like it's important to compliment yourself and let yourself know that of what you did well, and then to also critique yourself and see how you can improve. So I feel like I did manage to trade well. The worst case scenario was that I was going to lose 1%, which I did. Everything else was at break even. I had 3 positions, but I only lost 1% as opposed to losing 3% or more. So I think that that was very wise of me. Yes, this first position would have hit take profit, but I did end up moving up my my take profit as kind of I entered more positions. That's something that I realized I have to actually work on for the future in terms of strategy, just keeping the positions at their take profits, as opposed to if I enter position number 1, you know, that's, you know, 1 to 2 risk reward, and then I enter a second position, I usually end up using the same take profit. So I'll increase the take profit of the first position to match the second position, if that makes sense, if the entry is higher on the second position. So in this case, for example, just to give a visual, my take profit would have been up here because, my take profit would have been up here because my second position's take profit was up here as well. So that's something that I will probably not do in the future. I'll just keep the take profit where it is, and because that would have obviously minimized my loss exponentially. I probably would have won. Actually, I probably would have been in profits regardless of the other 2 trades being a loss and a break even. So that's something to work on in the future. So yeah, just critiquing myself and giving myself a grace. Now at this point, looking at the account, I am down, a lot of stop losses hit. So we're down $16. So $16, let's divide that by 500. That is, we are down 3% total. So I had started trading this account back end of August, so August 20th. We're now almost a month in, and I'm down 3%. So it is what it is, guys. You know, it is what it is. I feel like it could have been much worse. I feel like it could have been much better. This is just what it is right now. So, you know, like the British say, we move, and we'll move on to the next week, and hopefully there will be opportunities. So I'm just going to reset my chart, and might as well do a really quick chart analysis, like a little breakdown here. Just to see what's happening. I want to keep it more recent in terms of what price action has been recently doing. So I feel like this is definitely a zone to keep in mind. Price came back down to it, but it did not break it. Of course, now that, you know, market's about to close in a couple hours for the weekend, there's not much momentum in the market right now. So we'll see what next week holds. I'll definitely wait for Sunday and Monday for the markets just to kind of set up. And my bias would be buys if we stay above this level. And if we start to break below it, I'd be looking for sells. But at this point, my bias is back to long. We will see what's happening because price is kind of doing its thing here. it did cap out in this area. I'm actually curious to see if anything was happening in this area. See, that's the thing. I was kind of confused when it started consolidating this way, and that's another reason why I thought it was going to continue pushing up, because when I looked left, there was nothing. Like, the traffic was nothing. But if we see here, there are areas where price had tapped this area and kind of rejected off this. So there are high traffic points back from, you know, August, basically August, beginning of August, mid-August. So I guess that's what it was reacting to. There weren't any major news events that kind of threw anything off. So yeah, there's nothing going on really on the Friday. There was quite a bit of GBP news, but nothing red folder. But, you know, yellow folder news can definitely move the markets too. I wouldn't consider this lower highs, lower lows being created, because for me to consider that, I would need another lower low to create and another lower high. Like, this is what I'd be looking for. I would be looking for price to break below this zone, close below it, come back to retest, and then push down, and my stop loss would be above here. That would be the structure that I'd be looking for. Otherwise, we are buying. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if price came back up to this area, created a double top kind of thing, and then pushed down from it. But I mean, whatever, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, who cares? At this point, I'm just wanting to react to what the market is doing in current time, and just move on from there. So yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. Just caught you up to date with the trades I've been taking. Yeah, I wish I could have said that I made like $80 or $100 this week, but this is just the reality. I guess my trading style is very slow, and I have a lot to work on still, as I was kind of mentioning. A lot of things I can just kind of change for next week, so I'll be doing that as well and seeing if that helps. But yeah, this is just the reality of it, you know. I feel like the main thing, I guess, lesson in this video is that, you know, mistakes happen. It all depends on how you recover from it. It all depends on your mindset and how you approach new opportunities, you know, not taking previous things into your new opportunities, just kind of, whether it's a win or a loss, just kind of making sure that you have a clean slate mentally, and just you're focusing on the next opportunity without being influenced by any previous opportunities, and not being scared. You know, I definitely could have stopped trading after that last trade yesterday when I kind of messed up my stop loss. I definitely could have, but I feel like I took time just to relax and think about it, and I saw an opportunity that I liked and I just took it. You know, that's just me. I feel like in my trading journey now, I've gone through so much that at this point it's like I'm not scared to take those opportunities. So I just try to keep that mindset with everything, you know, be fearless, okay? Be fearless, but be wise. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful at all, I hope you did in some way, you know, things to avoid, please let me know by smashing that like button. I always appreciate it. And comment down below, let me know what currency pairs you've been looking at. Did you trade gold? Did you trade GJ? How did that go for you? I hope your trading week went way better than mine. And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, you of course can feel free to check me out on my other channel, which is Candace BTV, where I vlog and do behind the scenes and other stuff, you know, other stuff. So go check me out on there. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you abundance, wealth, health, love, life, happiness. I don't know what I'm saying, but I wish you all the great things in this world, and I hope you have a fantastic day, week, and life. Bye!